When he says women can't be police officers, and I say, oh yes, they can.
I'm going to refer to her as Grandma Dear or Mom, because that's how we referred to her all the time. She was a very dynamic woman. She was tenacious. She was no nonsense. She always wanted to make a difference in someone's life.
I met Harriet. She was in the records department. It was interesting because we were the first women involved in police work. And we were either accepted or we were disliked, both by the officers and by the public. The public did not believe us that we were police women, even though I had a badge.
So coming up with a concept for the mural for Harriet, I do a lot of my work based on symbolism. So I'll use a lot of different kind of motifs from her life, and then I use those and then collage them together to tell her story. Harriet is important to the city of Grand Rapids, one being that she was the first black female officer at GRPD, and not a lot of people know that, right? I didn't even know that, and that happened in the 50s, so like that wasn't that long ago.
She was the second minority to work in the police department, not as a policewoman, just in the records bureau. And there are a lot of stories that I can tell about she coming home crying about how she was treated by both male and female there in the office. Probably the most favorite one is the fact that when she sat down at a typewriter, she had one particular lady that would come along with spray and clean down all the keys on the typewriter. And another one wouldn't use the bathroom after his mom had gone into the bathroom. She had to go down to another floor. So she ran into some stuff back in the early 50s. She was like a pioneer when you really think about many things. She and Dad were quite often the first minority, first black within an organization, which means that you were going to have to deal with a whole lot of negative feelings, attitudes coming from the white majority. And how do you manage through that? And in the juvenile, when she was a juvenile officer, she talked to many youth. And I know as I grew older, I ran into a lot of them, and they would tell about how she gave them solid advice and things that they have remembered throughout their lives as they move forward.
She obviously faced a lot of obstacles and roadblocks in terms of her career, but opposed to all the backlash she was getting for not only being a woman of color but being a woman, but she never gave up and she kept doing what she loved to do as far as helping the community in that way. So I feel like that perseverance is definitely key.
I was raised to judge people by their character, nothing else. And hopefully in the future we'll get to where we judge people by character and nothing else.
Being a woman of color, painting a woman of color on GRP during the current times, that's like the ultimate dynamic. And I even hesitated, do I want to do this mural still, because there's so many obstacles and so much tension, but kind of came to this peak of the mountain where I realized that no, you have to give credit where credit's due for her life and to continue to tell black stories and share those no matter what.
In general, as far as the murals are concerned, I believe the whole project is an opportunity to bring to the light things that females, women, have done within the community to bring it to where it is today. We pretty much lived in a male-dominated society, but behind every male is typically a real good female. And there are many females who have led the way that have made significant impact on the culture that we currently live in. And without these ladies and many more that I hope will be recognized in the future, this is the best thing that could be done. for the community as a whole. Should be done across the country, but let's start here in Grand Rapids.
And yes, I know life is strong.